Well, hello, everybody. I hope everybody is doing absolutely amazing today. We are chilling, hanging out, and yeah, just getting started. I hope you guys are having a great day today on this wonderful Sunday or Monday, depending on where you are around the world. But either way, I hope that you guys are settled in and ready to play some 60 seconds with me today. So yeah, let's kind of get everything placed where it needs to be. Alrighty. Heck yeah. Welcome in, welcome in. Alright, let's get all this crap out of my way. I don't know why all my stuff seems to be migrating across my desk. Alright, let's go to our live scene. There we go. All right, welcome in, everybody. How are you doing today? We are going to be doing some 60 seconds today. Let's go into here. Let's go new game. Let's make sure that the game is actually capturing. Like, do we actually have our new stuff? Okay. All right, so we do have game capture. All right, sweet. All right, Apocalypse. We're gonna play as Ted. Soup can be stored for up to 737 years. An atomic adventure awaits. Soup! Thing. We made it! We made it! We got some stuff, but we made it. I don't think we grabbed very much water, though. We might die right away. I hope we don't die right away, but we might. We lost so much time because we gotta be facing the hole. We gotta be facing the door. Okay, so we do have water. We got a decent amount of soup. Hell yeah. Okay. Alright, alright. We got a lock in here too. Okay. Alright. Alright. We don't have anything to do though. We don't okay. Alright. Okay. All of us made it into the sucker. God, okay. Need to speak today. Alright. All of us made it into the shelter just a second before the blast. That was a close one. As long as we're all together, we can make it work down here. We remember hearing canned soup is healthy for you. When we opened the shelter door, we noticed some of the shelves were already stocked. We can't really say we recall putting all of these supplies down here, but we're definitely going to put them to good use. Plus one lock. Well, looky here. We must have hid this in the suitcase a while ago. It was so lucky we took that suitcase plus a gas mask. Hell yeah. Our shelves are full of cans. We'll eat from. Okay, hold on. I need to turn down my monitoring. I keep stumbling over myself. Okay, our shelves are full of cans. We'll eat from cans. We'll sleep from cans. We'll talk to cans. Some of us already do. There's barely enough water for everyone. We will have to ration it strictly. This is the best stock shelter we've seen. We've never seen another one, but we're sure this is a good amount of supplies. And nobody's getting anything. Well, actually, you know what? We'll feed everybody. How about that? We'll just feed everybody. Nobody's getting any water though. We're a regular family, so we have the occasional argument or two, but it was never as intense as the fight we just got into. No one wants to speak to each other. Let's hope this won't last too long. Alrighty, 5 o'clock shadow. Alright. We stopped arguing, but for how long? Ted is not complaining. Mary Jane isn't worried. Dolores is quite calm. Timmy seems okay. Alright. Nobody's getting any rations. We're going to wait a day or two. We did not get a radio. This is terrible. We can't sleep. We've been having problems with sleeping ever since we got down here. But now it's worse than ever. If we don't deal with this problem, we won't be able to cope with any other challenges that await us outside these thin shelter doors. Day 3. Somebody was knocking. Alright. Barely ignoring our symptoms, we tried to get at least an hour or two of sleep. No luck. We're even more tired than we were, and there are other problems that will need to be faced. We will need to face soon. Let's just hope our yawning will be enough to scare the raiders away or save us from radiation sickness. Ted is tired. Everyone needs a drink. Yeah, so everybody's gonna need water. Okay. Everybody gets full rations today. We're gonna send Dolores out. What's that sound? A galloping horse. We rushed to the door and were greeted by 2 men dressed like they came from a medieval fair. We identified the source of the sound. One of them was holding 2 rocks and hitting them against each other constantly, while the other was skipping and pretending to be a rider. They said they were looking for some antique cup, but they got lost and would be most grateful if we let them check our map. It's only day 3 though. Alright, let's let them check the map. Hopefully they don't steal it. Hey! Hey, they gave us checkers! Hey, they gave us checkers. Hell yeah. Alright. We were way too impressed with their medieval outfits to decline, so we showed them our map. and pointed at the location of our shelter. They quickly found their bearings and rewarded our kindness with a set of checkers, then swiftly rode off and ran off. We hope they find what they're looking for. Ted is no longer thirsty and has rested. No longer thirsty, no longer thirsty, no longer thirsty. Alright. We're going to go ahead and give everybody some soup. Alright, enough sitting around. Dolores is going to go, and we're going to give her the gas mask. It's only day 4. Alright, see you later, Dolores. We got our first little cave drawing. Okie dokie. Dolores is on her way to the surface. Let's hope she makes it back safe and sound. Equipment, Ted's fine, Mary Jane's fine. And nothing new for Timmy. Go ahead and skip everybody for that today. Alright. What's that ticking sound? And why is the wall so wet? Are we about to get flooded? We don't have life preservers or a boat, but a boat wouldn't even fit inside the shelter. We need to do something to save our supplies. I guess we're going to lose our map. Oh. So we kept our map. There is water everywhere now. Look at it. Water everywhere. She looks ragged as hell. So before any of the streams squirting from the walls could hit our map, we tore it down. It was the only thing to not get wet during our little flood. After the water level has dropped, we started cleaning up. We might not finish before the next apocalypse hits. Ted is thirsty, Mary Jane is thirsty, and Timmy is thirsty. So we'll give everybody some water and everybody some food. Alright. Breathe calmly. 1, 2, 3. That's better. Don't panic, don't panic. We need to open the door this instant, or we're all gonna die. Open the door! Oh, God. They're gonna get sick and we don't have any way to make them feel better. Okay, so I'm gonna roll a die on this. High, we open the door. Low, we don't. So are we gonna open the door? We are opening the door. So we're gonna open the door. The die has told us what we're doing. Day 7. Yep, Ted's sick. Figured as much. Alright, give me a hot second. It's been a week, and I also need to get myself a Cheers break ready. Hey, you cut it out with all the radiation. But yeah, so far we've managed to keep a decent chunk of our stuff, which is good. And I am definitely I'm excited to see how far we can go, because I think we made it almost all the way to day 50 last time we were playing. It's like day 40 something, almost 50. Or we made it to 50, I can't remember. But all we had left was Ted. Ted's sick. We have no medications to save him at the moment. But yeah, I'm also excited for D&D tonight. Hell yeah. I'm going, we got some pretty crazy plans going on for our D&D tonight. Alrighty, there we go. Got that all settled away. So, getting here. Opening the door, letting contaminated air in was a great idea. Now instead of phobias, we now deal with vomiting. Is it no longer thirsty, no longer thirsty, no longer thirsty? And Ted has become infected with something. What the hell are those sounds? Are they coming from... they're coming from the goddamn walls. They're driving us crazy. Is something crawling in the air vents? Relax, take a deep breath. We should probably calm down before we start tearing them down. Maybe try something relaxing for a bit. We're going to use our checkerboard that we just got. Okay. Having some fun made us forget about what was it again? Something should be done about Ted's sickness. Can't do nothing about his sickness. It's always better when things are calm. Luckily, nothing new with Mary Jane today. Timmy as well. At least he was 5 minutes ago. All right, give everybody some food. Alright, we've discussed everything we could. No one is willing to chat anymore. Silence is really disturbing. We should do something before we start talking to ourselves instead. Sorry, gotta talk to yourselves, guys. They're looking crazy, and Dolores still has not came back. Oh, I heard a knock. There's nothing. Maybe if we try really hard, we could hear our neighbors in their shelter. Ted's coughing and coughing. Ted is really tired. We should give Mary Jane something to drink, and she is really tired. She's really tired. Okay, well, bam. Everybody gets some water then. The last thing we expected to hear while sitting on the sitting in a fallout shelter was a trumpet. It was played by someone who clearly not a trumpet player, and who had probably never heard a trumpet player in his entire life. He came with a friend who knocked on the door and demanded that we let the merry men enter so they could take from the rich and give to the poor. So what, they're going to come and steal our food and shit? Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Screw you. I guess they broke in anyways and got our food. They did. They broke in anyways and got our last bit of water. Now we're going to die. We didn't answer the peculiar call and kept the door locked. until the noises outside faded away. You're not exactly sure what. We're not exactly sure we want those people to come back. They sounded harmless enough, but can harmless people be trusted in these troubled times? They might be worse than who don't seem harmless at all. Ted is still recovering. Let's give her time to recover. Mary Jane's no longer thirsty. No longer thirsty. Give everybody some food. We know very little about what's going on outside. It'd be a good idea to find out more. Maybe discover anyone else. All right. Laura should be back by now. She made it back! Hey, hell, look at that. She brought food, she brought water, she brought, like, poison. She also brought back the freaking thingamabob, man. Yeah, she brought back the gas mask. They say ignorance is bliss. Another day without any clue what's going on might not necessarily kill us. We were glad to see Dolores come back safely. Our poor house was completely destroyed above our shelter. It's really sad and devastating. Where will we live after we get out of this mess? Surely fate is not cruel enough to keep pushing us to Dolores' sisters in Toronto. The only recognizable furniture in the kids' room were burned desks and Mary Jane's bed. There was a hidden stash under the bed, and it was full of soup. Damn it! 2 cans of soup. Our kitchen is a pile of rubble. It took us weeks to find those lovely chairs that matched the floor tiles. Now they're nowhere to be found. Only a few bottles of water remain scattered in the dirt. A muddy swamp, which used to be our toilet, is now home to something that remotely resembles a mutated turtle. After exchanging a few pleasantries, it gave us anti-bug spray and wished us all the best of luck. Something should be done about that sickness. Ted is still mighty tired and needs more time to recover. Mary Jane is still tired. You can give her some time to recover. Dolores is really tired. Barely has the strength, and Timmy has rested. Okay, everybody gets a full round of rations. And we're going to send Timmy off on a trek. It's been a while since we showered. The smell in this tiny shelter is as far as roses can get. As far from roses as you can get. We thought washing ourselves, too bad we didn't grab soap along the way, but maybe we can make something else work. Okay, so we're going to try to use the gas mask. Don't tell me you broke this gas mask. Thank God you didn't break the gas mask. Alright. Hey, Ted's finally not sick anymore.
Yep, I've been drinking again.
Hey, thank you, DS, for the cheers break. You're absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. So if you got them, drink them. If you got them, smoke them. Either way, cheers to you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. And I would love to say thank you and cheers. Sorry, that was caught me by the movie. Ooh-wee. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. If we can survive just a little bit longer, dirty ears shouldn't be much of a problem. Just to be sure, dibs on the gas mask. Ted still hasn't recovered his energy. Ted has recovered from his sickness. Mary Jane is tired. She needs to get some time to recover. That she still can't get. Dolores complains she can't get a good night's sleep. And we fed you when you got back. Like a good scout he is. Timmy is making the best out of the situation. He even seems cheerful. Well, it's good that you're cheerful, buddy, because we are about to send you out on a bean chair. You know what? I believe in you, Timmy. Take our suitcase and find all that you can find. Alright, Timmy went to the wasteland. We don't know what we'll do if he doesn't come back. Equipment. Ted has recovered his energy. Dolores needs more time to rest. Dolores is no longer hungry. Mary Jane has rested. Everybody's skipping out. If there's anyone who can rescue us from this hellish situation, it's our government. You can badmouth them all you want, but that probably means you're either a naysayer or a commie. We're good citizens. We're paying our taxes regularly. So, sure, Uncle Sam is coming to get us. Well, except that one time when we... Never mind. The government people are coming. And we should keep our ears and eyes open for any sign from them. Day 14. Alright. Oh, we hear a phone ringing. Alright, if there is one thing we need to do, it's use a radio on a regular basis to catch any emergency broadcast that might be transmitted in our area. That's it's either that or it's strolling around outside waiting to be picked up. Our first option sounds a bit more sane. Everybody seems to be okay right now. You guys all need water. Ring ring. There we are. We're thinking we would have never heard a telephone signal again. We suddenly a phone starts ringing from somewhere outside. We figured that the phone booth across the street, and we should answer it. Ted head out there and answer that phone call. Day 15. Hey, we have ourselves another cave drawing over here. Okay. When we answer the phone, we can clearly hear a gasp of a relief from the caller. They introduce themselves as the surviving nearby town, Hill Valley. We had started exchanging information when the call cut short. Something must have gone wrong on their side. We hope they will get back to us soon. Okay, we're skipping. Alright. A stranger pushing a rusty wheelbarrow filled with all kinds of goods stopped by today. He claimed he was a trader looking to barter for some new one water for exchange for one poison. We will give them the bug spray. We needed that water for sure. That's going to help. Hopefully Timmy will be back here soon. After making the trade, the man packed his things into his wheelbarrow and departed. Before leaving, he uttered something about bandit activity nearby and how dangerous the area is. Dolores would really love something to eat. Ted seems to be doing all right, and Mary Jane is doing good. We'll give everybody a full round. Open in the name of freedom. Come and shout from came a shout from outside the door. We weren't sure who claimed to be representing freedom, but he could hear it was a group of people, probably armed. Anyone who introduces themselves like that is probably planning to kill someone in the name of freedom. Should we open? What do you guys think? Should we open the door or should we not open the door? Should we open the door or should we not open the door? Open up in the name of freedom. So, we're going to do high roll is yes, low roll is no. Should we open the door? No, we're not opening the door. Please tell me they didn't come in and steal our shit. Okay. Alright. We stayed silent until the group on the other side of the door went away. They didn't show up didn't show up afterwards, so we figured it was the wise thing to do. Let's just hope they don't come back for greater numbers. Timmy should have returned by now. We need to face the worst possible scenario. He might not be coming back. Dolores is no longer hungry. There's nothing wrong with Ted. And Mary Jane is worried. So we'll go ahead and feed everybody. Timmy died. We're going to send Dolores out this time. Life in the shelter can be really strained on personal relationships. Privacy is forgotten, impossible concept now. So even if we wanted to clear the air, even the most private conversations are granted an unwanted audience. Dolores and Ted could really use a quiet moment to talk in peace. How about a picnic in the nearby park? Sure, go ahead for a fucking picnic, guys, and let's see what happens. Alright. Nothing like a romantic outing to a ruined post-apocalyptic park, complete with giggling and whispering sweet nothings over a shared can of tomato soup. At least that's how Ted remembers it. Dolores is unwilling to comment, but they both feel better today. Clearly, whatever happened has lifted their spirits. There's nothing wrong with Ted. It's always better when things are calm. Luckily, nothing's happened to Mary Jane. If there was anything to report about, Dolores is where it would have been written. This is where it would have been written, okay. They ate. They don't need water. We're going to send Dolores. We're going to send her the map. Dolores with the map, with the map, with the map, with the map. God, Ted, you look horrible. You look horrible, Ted. Dolores is on her way to the surface. Needs water to survive, needs a drink. Okay. Alright. A woman came by with a creature she claims is a camel. provided that camels have 5 legs, the animal is carrying a pack of goods for trade. So yes, we're going to exchange our checkers for more water. We definitely need to keep water in the house. Day 20. Oh, big stretch. Hopefully Dolores comes back soon. We exchanged goods with the trader, and she went her way. Before she left, she insisted that we should listen to the radio broadcast if we ever want to get out of that shelter and find a safer place to be. Well, we don't have a radio, okay? I can't do anything about that. We're going to skip rationings today. If there's anyone who can rescue us from this hellish situation, it's our government. So yeah, same thing from the last time they told us. That's twisted. Oh, we got a knock. We got other things going on, and here we go. If there's one thing we need to do, it's to use a radio on a regular basis to catch any emergency broadcasts that might be transmitted to our area. It's either that or it's strolling around outside waiting to be picked up. Ted is pretty fatigued. Mary Jane seems to be fine. Nobody gets any rations today. You would expect the post-apocalypse to be a time of peace and quiet, since most of the people aren't around anymore. Yet here we have someone at the door. When we opened it up, we encountered a strange-looking man with a blue jumpsuit who asked us to trade him a water chip. What's a water chip? What the hell is that? We just traded our shit for this water. We need water to survive. I'm sorry, I can't give you a water chip. Alright, so what we got going on here? It seems like every day someone knocks on our door. We were sorry to explain. We don't know what a water chip is. A water chip was, and that we don't have one. He thanked us in a few short words and left. Ted wishes for a few drops of water. Needs something to drink, so we will let you each get. Actually, we're gonna fully ration you guys up. Okay. We are admiring the radioactive landscape when we saw a young woman dressed in ragged camo clothing. She had a nasty looking rifle, but she held us in a polite enough manner. She claims to be a hunter tracking a big mutated spider. She ran out of ammo and told us that if we were to help her out, she would pay us back in a while. We don't have any ammo though. I'm sorry. We have a gun but no ammo. We can trade you an empty gun. Oh look, we have another cave drawing. Oh no! So Dolores didn't make it back either. Son of a bitch, she had our map. They both died. An armed person who murders things for a living. Giant mutated spiders? In our neighborhood? We don't want to have anything to do with this stuff. Goodbye, lady. We don't think Dolores is coming back. Ted, we are sending you out. Okay. A sleazy looking trader carrying an equally scruffy bag on his shoulder paid us a visit. He offered a simple one-time deal. For just one can of soup, we get the bag and all of its contents. We can't see what's inside, and the trader gives us angry glances every time we take a step towards the mysterious bag. Should we make the deal? Well, we can't make the deal. Cans and bottles everywhere. Day 24. Our grandparents always told us to never buy anything sight unseen. Never buy anything sight unseen, and we're not about to start now. Gone are the times of the yard sales. We can manage without whatever junk is in that mysterious bag. Alright, so they both seem to be pretty okay. We're going to give them each some water. We're going to send Ted. So now she's here all by her lonesome. Little Mary Jane. It's a nice day outside today. Alright. Day 25. Ted left for the surface. Saved a little bit of water. We received a mysterious note today politely requesting that we share some supplies with other survivors. We have no idea who it might be from, but whoever wrote the note included a few words of encouragement saying that we will be in some way rewarded for our generosity. Should we do it? Well, we can. Day 26. Alright, there's no way of knowing if any of this is even true. It might be a trap of a prank, but even if it's not, we need to think of ourselves first. Mary Jane is fine, and hopefully it'll stay that way. We're going to wait till you say you're thirsty. They offer ask for a gas mask. Someone paid us a visit today. It was an overly cheerful red-haired woman accompanied with a grumpy-looking mercenary type who was probably her guard. She told us she was a trader and eagerly showed us items she brought along. Sure, we'll trade our gas mask for an axe. Day 27. We managed to work out a deal. The woman who gave us some tips about surviving in the wasteland, but her advice seemed pretty useless. We already know that radiation is dangerous and that hitting a rat with a stick will eventually kill it. We thanked her and said our goodbyes. She needs a drink, so take the last sip of water. As long as we have found food and water, we can stay locked in the shelter, but we have to leave eventually. It would be a good idea to head straight to safety instead of getting ourselves in trouble. If that's even possible in this situation, our hope is that our brave soldiers will come rescue us and take us to some well-hidden, well-stocked government shelter. Timmy's comics had comics about those, so they must exist. All we need is to make contact with the military. Well, we can't. Day 28. She's just been down here all by herself. She looks like she's like going crazy. If there is one thing that we need to do is use a radio on a regular basis, blah blah. Yeah, she's no longer thirsty, but she's hungry. We don't have any rations for you. We were about to go to sleep and we heard scratching coming from the door. At first, it sounded like an angry rat trying to eat the damn thing. We soon discovered that it was something much worse. Someone is on the other side of the door trying to pry it open. We need to act. We're going to have her overreact. Day 28, you're going to use an axe. Let's see what happens. Day 29. Oh! Looks like she's got blood on her. And the axe is gone. Some axe action was enough to send those cowards running. Bet your ass they will be back. Vermin like that are never long gone. They crawl out of the shadows. Even the night comes. When the night comes, let's keep our axe sharp. Mary Jane is looking very well. She's pretty fatigued. Don't have nothing for you. Being safe down here is much better than being pulverized out there, but that doesn't mean we don't want to go outside. Maybe we take a walk soon. The neighborhood is probably much more peaceful since the bombing. Day 30. Ted back? Ted's still not back. I think she's gonna die down here. As long as we're safe, we can stay down here. We can spare some water. Mary Jane, she's starving. Don't have nothing. One of the cupboards in the shelter was a bit shaky, so we pulled it out and gave it a new home. In the process, we discovered a secret door. Where does it lead? No idea. Let's find out. Let's take a rifle down there. The end. Okay. So, she... Wait, how is it the end? Oh, because Ted died? What's the first thing to do when open a door leading to a place you don't know? Open fire! Bam! Bam! Our bullets struck the walls, and guess what? We hit a water pipe. We were able to fill a few bottles with all the water that trickled from the bullet holes. Ted has been outside for way too long. Mary Jane is starving. Mary Jane keeps fainting. We need to find her something to drink fast. We didn't make it. These are the final words and our advice to anyone who reads this obscured writing. We spent 31 days in our shelter. Everybody died. It's just like we had one successful like trip outside, and then every trip that we took after that, we died. All right. Oh, we got a bicycle now out front. And a pizza on the roof? Okay. Alright, new game. We're gonna be Dolores this time.
No.
Radio this time. And we got bullets for some reason, but no gun. Let's hope the gun was already down there. Bomb went off. Okay, alright. So we have a flashlight, bullets, a radio, an axe, 3 bottles of water, looks like 5 or 6 cans of soup, a med kit, and yeah, and everybody. So all of us made it into the shelter a second before the blast. That was close. That was a close one. As long as we're all together, we can make it work down here. Our shelter used to be fully stocked, but somehow we always found a better way to use the stocked supplies instead of leaving them for an emergency. Once we had a soup dinner party, another time we needed the rifle to help our neighbor watch in a vicious fight against raccoons. Luckily, some of the supplies were left untouched. Our shelves are full of cans. We'll eat from cans, we'll sleep from cans, blah, blah, blah. There's just barely enough water for everyone. We'll have to ration strictly. So everybody will get a can of soup, nobody gets water. What we would give to be able to enjoy the sunshine again. You guys have only been down here for 1 day. Like, calm down. Gosh, guys. Day 2. Still, it's better to be safe down here than dead up there. Well, hello, Marcus. Yo, it's Lewis. Hey, Lewis, how you doing, buddy? Like, what are you up to? How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Good, you? I'm doing pretty damn well myself. Having a good time playing 60 Seconds. Hanging out with you guys, and yeah, going to be playing some D&D tonight. Heck yeah, things are going pretty dang good, I would have to say. Work week went pretty dang good and stuff like that. Playing Siege, heck yeah. Got yourself some Siege going on. Awesome. Life is hard for all of us right now, but Dolores is in a good mood today. There isn't much for Ted to complain about. Mary Jane is doing good. Timmy is doing good. We're going to go ahead and skip everybody for rations today. We're going to go ahead. You know what? We're going to go ahead and send Timmy. Alright. This is terrible. We can't sleep. We're having problems sleeping. No, we're going to save our med kit for a more important time. But yeah, you went in some rounds on Siege, huh? Having some fun playing that. Have a pretty good day.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it.
Oh, hydrate. We gotta hydrate.
I don't need it.
Thank you for the hydrate, Diaz. Thank you.
I don't need it. I need it!
Yep, I've been drinking again.
Oh, and a cheers break. Okay. All right. All right. I can get those for you. All right. So, if you got them, drink them. If you got them, smoke them. Either way, cheers to you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. And thank you, Diaz, for the cheers break. Thank you guys for all your support. So yeah, we got ourselves some new emotes. We have ourselves some new redeems and stuff like that. Yeah, just trying to find someone to play with. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I would offer to play, but I don't even own Siege. And I'm also not very good at FPS games. I'm not a very big FPS guy. Bravely ignoring the symptoms, we tried to get at least an hour or two of sleep. No luck. We're even more tired than we were before. Dolores needs a little water. Ted needs water to survive, and he's tired. Mary Jane is tired. So everybody's tired except for Dolores. Do you have Discord? Yes, I do have Discord. It should be in the commands. Let's see. Thank you, DS. Right there you go. There's a link to my Discord. Alright. Timmy needs a drink. So everybody gets a drink. Everybody gets some soup. Dolores is the only one that's, like, capable. We'll send her out with the soup. Want to talk in voice chat if you're down. If you're down, if you're not, it's fine. Yeah, when it comes with that, I'll, because like my Discord, like my stuff should is playing through my Discord and stuff like that. Not my Discord, but through my desktop. So it's just like, yeah, I would prefer to just kind of chat back and forth here through chat. It's just like we could definitely catch up after stream. And I'm not trying to be rude or anything like that, and I hope that you end up, sticking around still and hanging out. But yeah, let's see. Day 4, Dolores is on her way to the surface, has recovered his energy, and isn't thirsty anymore. Mary Jane seems sleepy all the time. She has no energy for anything. And Timmy is resting. So we're going to go ahead and skip everybody today. It's so easy to escalate silly arguments, and close quarters doesn't help. We were chatting, and then suddenly we were fighting and fighting. Let's just hope that we'll get over it soon. Alright. I'm happy to just watch. Heck yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Lewis. Day 5. We got day 5 going on here. Let's see. Alright, we're done fighting, but for how long? Mary Jane is sleepy all the time. Ted is rested. Timmy is on his best behavior. Okay. We're going to start rotating food and water. Alright. The boredom and silence and are overwhelming. Too bad we don't have TV to keep us occupied, but maybe we could take advantage of some of our supplies and pretend they're props in a movie set. Yeah, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to start swinging around our ass and end up busting something. That's how, like, the radio gets busted, or somebody gets injured, or we lose a can of soup or a bottle of water. A lot of radiation. Ted and Mary Jane seem let down, but we have more important things to do than playing theater right now. Ted needs something to drink. She's rested, needs something to drink. Yep, so now it's a round of water for everybody. After all the days we spent down here, we're not exactly clean. We smell bad, real bad. It don't bother us until we noticed until we noticed it, and now we're about to get sick. So why not take a shower? We don't have soap, but there are other alternatives. Oh, what does ammunition? What does ammunition have to do with a shower? I'm curious. I am definitely curious. What is bullets gonna do to save us here? Bullets are gone now. We got our first little cave drawing over here. But yeah, so what are you up to today? Like, what have you been doing? Well, you said you're playing Siege. Well, like, how's your week been? How was your weekend? Dirty or not, it's the smell. That's the biggest issue here. How to deal with that? Well, we've got some spare ammo, so why not use the gunpowder to kill the smell? Let's rub it in. Sounds like a brilliant idea. Ted is no longer thirsty, no longer thirsty, and no longer thirsty. My weekend has been pretty good. Been chilling with my boyfriend. Hell yeah, that's awesome. That is absolutely amazing. Hell yeah. No, glad to hear that things have been just chilling and stuff, man. Ever since we jumped into the fallout shelter, we've been wondering about the other door in the shelter. Should it even be here? Where does it lead? High time we checked it out. Yeah, take the flashlight and go look. But yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, just hanging and chilling and stuff like that. It's just like, that's the best weekend that you guys could have. It's especially spending it with your significant other and stuff like that. Especially if you guys are like into the same hobbies and stuff like that, playing Siege together or some shit, or like just chilling watching movies. Or like different like movie series and shit. Took a voluntary cheers break there. Alright. Day 8. Oh, look, we found a gun. And she did not return. While looking through the room with the flashlight, so we ran into a rifle right after we used the freaking ammo. Gosh. We ran into an old rifle that used to belong to Grandpa Bill. We believed he brought it back from the Europe after World War One. It seems to be in working order, even though in his final years, Bill was more concerned with smoking like a chimney and trying on his beret. Trying on his beret. Alright, there we go. We don't think Dolores is coming back. Okay, shit. Ted seems to be doing alright. When the world's gone to shit. Or, I mean, a crappy place. Mary Jane is doing alright. Timmy's doing alright. Full round of rations for you guys. We're going to send Mary Jane out. We're going to listen to the radio. As long as we have food and water, we can stay locked in here. But we have to leave eventually. But it would be good to head straight to safety instead of getting ourselves into more trouble, if that's even possible in this situation. Our hope is that our brave soldiers will come to rescue us and take us to a well-hidden, well-stocked shelter. Timmy has comics about those. So you know they must exist. All we have to do is make contact with the military. Alright. Okay, so we don't have nothing new going on. Alright, we knew it! The government has not fallen, and they're coming to save us. They didn't give an exact date on their radio transmissions, but we're sure they won't keep us waiting long. They said they will be in touch in a couple of days and told us to await further instruction. Ted's doing alright, everybody's doing alright. We're going to go ahead and give everybody a round of water. And we're going to send Timmy out. Actually, you know what? We're going to send Mary Jane out. And we're going to send her out. You know what? We're going to send her out empty-handed. All right. So Mary Jane heads out to the surface, so she'll be back soon. Ted's doing good. Timmy's doing good. We'll give them each a round of food. Alright, day 10. Alright. This is a joyful time in a sea of grief. It's Timmy's birthday today. Just like last year, we waited until the last moment to get him a present. Yeah, sorry Timmy, you're not getting a present this year. Because we need to keep that med box. And clearly, Ted, you guys don't care about your kids. Alright. Time to grow up, Timmy. This ain't Kansas anymore. And Santa doesn't exist. Ted is fine. Nothing new to report on Timmy. We have our second set of cave drawings over here. We're going to skip rations for you guys. Alright, what's this? That radio of ours has been silent for the past few days. We need our news. We need our music. We all agree on that it's refusing to cooperate. We need to meddle with it until it works. No, do not fiddle with that radio. You're going to break it. Hey, he's gone crazy. And we got more knockers again too. So we're sure we are experiencing technical difficulties. Yes. That's it. Everything will be just fine. Ted doesn't drink anything. He won't last long. And Ted is not crazy. Okay, well, full round of water for you, full round of food for you. There you go. Day 12. Okay, well, we don't have any of this. Finish out our dinner. If you can call it that. We heard someone knocking at the door. It seems to be a trader, and they're very interested in ammunition, and we don't have that. Wait, where the hell Dart? Yeah, never mind. I know where I went. We could tell the stranger was disappointed, but that was none of our business. If ever was a time to get used to life being disappointed, is the end of the world, probably. Mental health worries us all, but we don't know how to help him. Phew, shit. Timmy is no longer thirsty. Ted is no longer thirsty. Timmy is not doing great. It would be good to talk to him and cheer him up. Yes, cheer him up. Alright, so we cheered him up. That's still crazy. Even a word or two may be enough to brighten someone's mood. Timmy seems better now. Ted's mental health worries us all, but we don't know how to help him. Nothing new to report. So we're going to skip again. That trash can of ours is getting disgusting. The good news is we don't have much of an appetite when we see it. So we're saving food, yet for some reason we would like to tidy up the mess. Those giant green cockroaches are a pretty good motivator. Well, sorry, we don't have any yet. Day 15. Oh, yeah, look. Giant green cockroach here and right here. Phone's ringing. Okay. So, oh my, that thing is huge. And there goes another one. Roaches everywhere. We're doomed. We already feel all dirty. Ted's mental health is definitely worrisome. And yeah, we will give you guys some water today. Well, we'll give Timmy some water, and we'll give you both some food. How about that? Timmy, you go outside. Last we had thought phone calls were a thing of the past after an atomic bomb obliterated everything in our little town. However, a phone booth on our street survived the bombing somehow. And it seems to ring right now. We're going to send Timmy after it. Did Timmy make it back downstairs? Yes, he did. He made it back. Maybe we can eat the cockroaches. The roaches. And we answered the phone. We could clearly hear a gasp of relief. Introduced themselves as survivors in nearby town, Hill Valley. Started exchanging information. A call cut short. Something must have gone wrong on their side. Ted isn't acting normally. Sometimes his behavior is pretty disturbing. Ted looks like he has 1 foot in the grave, and got 1 foot in the grave, and he needs a drink. Timmy is no longer thirsty. No rations left. We were never huge fans of mushrooms, but a colony of them growing on the walls has changed our loyalties. We're all about mushrooms now. Should we eat them? Yes, go ahead and eat them. Day 17. Are they both sick? Oh shit, she's back. She brought food, water, a gas mask. Holy shit, Mary Jane. Good job. Ted is absolutely nuts. We learned something new today. Tomato soup is our best friend, and mushrooms aren't. Yuck. Nothing made us happier than the sight of Mary Jane returning to the shelter. Sweet, sweet Project Government Aid. Hey, we're no commies, but certainly planned help during the apocalypse is something we're really looking forward to. Our expectation excited the shelter right before the airdrops started falling out of the sky. One of the food drops broke midair and now it's raining soup. Luckily for us, a few cans survived the fall. 2 cans of food. Some crates filled with very weird stuff. Why did they drop a crate of rubber ducks? And at least one of the smaller crates had a few bottles of water in it. We forced one of the boxes open and found an impressive collection of stinky cheese and gas masks. We discovered that eating with a gas mask on your face is not ideal since we value our lives and our noses. We decided to take the mask and leave the cheese behind. Ted looks like he has 1 foot in the grave. Alright. He isn't feeling well. We're going to feed everybody, going to water everybody. And Mary Jane, since you saved the day, we are going to heal you. Alright, the cockroaches aren't playing around. They're very territorial and leaving us less and less space every day. We need to do something. We'll take the gun, do something with the gun. Just don't. Hopefully they didn't break the radio. Thank God. Okay. Victory is ours. The roaches lie defeated. Oh, this is glorious day for all remaining humanity. Humans are the dominant species once again. Ted is coughing and coughing. Mental health worries them. We don't know how to help him. He's no longer thirsty. She's hungry. She's well now. And Timmy's looking very pale. So let's give everybody rations for the day. No expedition. We know very little about what's going on outside. It'd be a good idea to find out more. Maybe discover anything else. Okay, yeah, I'll use the radio. Let's see what happens. Day 19. So we were able to get a weak signal and tap into a government emergency announcement service. And guess what? Great news. The fallout outside has mostly gone. It should be much safer to travel on the surface now. Alright. Everybody gets full rations. Nobody's well enough. We received another transmission from the Army. They'll be doing quick sweep of the area and asked all survivors to leave markings at the nearest bus stop to indicate they're around. The markings are to be made with cards. Guess we won't be able to play poker, but if that's what gets us rescued, well, we don't have any cards, so we're not going to get rescued now. We got another cave drawing. Day 20. Damn it, we missed our chance to let the military know we are here. There is a good bet that they will get back to us again, but when will that be? Ted is recovered from his illness yet. Ted isn't acting normally. Sometimes his behavior is pretty disturbing. Mary Jane's diet could use a little bit more food. She's sleepy all the time. Timmy is looking very pale. It's hard being down here, living here. We need to make the best of it, or else we might find ourselves in even more trouble. Alright, let's see what happens. Timmy's still sick, damn it. Okay, it's not hard. It's hard not to worry considering our current situation. Some days we're still struggling to deal with this shelter life, but we can't lose hope. Ted is coughing. Alright, she's cranky, getting pretty fatigued. Ted, we're gonna send you out. So what do you guys think? Should we send him out with the axe or the gun? Axe or the gun? He's nuts. So let's see if he'll even come back. What do you guys think? We could also roll a die to see if see what we should send with him, the gun or the axe. High is going to be axe, gun is going to be low. Alrighty. What do you guys think? Gun? Alright. Ted, you are going to be taking the gun. See you later, buddy. He's sick, he's insane, and we sent him out with a gun. Okay. Ted left to the surface with a gun. Mary Jane is tired. She becomes cranky. And alright, and Timmy is still quite low. We'll feed Mary Jane because she's the only one that's not sick. We were admiring the radioactive landscape when we saw a young woman dressed in ragged camo clothing. She had a nasty looking rifle, but she hailed us in a polite enough manner. She claims to be a hunter tracking a big mutated spider. She ran out of ammo and told us that if we were able to help her that she would pay us back in a while. Well, we don't have any ammo, so sorry. Day 23. Kids may starve to death. Alright. An armed person who murders things for a living. Giant mutated spiders in our neighborhood. We don't want anything to do with that stuff. Goodbye. She's still tired. And Timmy is sick, and it might get worse. We have no rations. We can barely breathe in this damn shelter. For the last couple of hours, the situation has been getting noticeably worse. There might be something wrong with the ventilation system. Maybe it's stuck. If that's the case, we need to look into fixing it right away. So, flashlight, go take a look. Oh shit! She lost her hand. Or broke her hand or something. Holy. The obvious thing to do when a vent is blocked is to check what's blocking it. However, when you shine your flashlight on a hive of mutated insects, things usually go from bad to worse. The angry hive is gone, but the insects did some biting before they fled. Mary Jane seems sleepy all the time, no energy. She was injured. Can spare some water. Okay. Oh, God. Timmy is looking very pale. This is not good. No supplies. Okay. Today we were visited by a strange looking man, a little man, who introduced himself as a trader. He insisted that his prices are so low that it's practically like cutting his own throat. The least we could do is take a look at what he has to offer, although for some reason we don't really trust him. Okay, well, we can give him a gas mask for a med kit. Day 25. Okay, despite his desperate attempts to sell us all kinds of goods, useless or not, we turned him down. The man's offer is probably for the better. Damn it, I messed that up. I didn't actually trade him. No rations. We found an anonymous note next to our shelter door. Whoever wrote it requests that we send one representative to a meeting tonight in a set location. That person must come unarmed. This bit worries us, but the author assures us he or she is friendly and doesn't mean to hurt us. Okay. Well, Mary Jane, you're heading on out. Day 26. Let's see. Mary Jane did come back. Mary Jane did come back. Okay. So, let's see. Is it true? It's all true. There really are others just like us. We arrived at the rendezvous unarmed and on time, and we were greeted by a friendly looking group of survivors. They're being led by twins, a brother and sister, who seemed to be friendly enough. They asked us some questions and promised to stay in touch. Needs water now. Our patience is wearing thin. We thought it would be a good idea to take a quick look outside to see if there's any trouble in the area. As we were about to step out, a pair of animal eyes flashed in the darkness, and their owners stayed growling in the most terrifying way, and we had moments to decide what to do. Day 27, day 28. There's a foot. There's this guy. A cake, a bunch of candles, food. We decided to check what's coming for us with our flashlight. Guess what? It was a dog. The poor thing seemed tired, so we let it stay with us for the night. The next morning, we opened the door to let it out. It still hasn't returned. Hopefully, it will come back later. We never expected a band of religious fanatics to cause any trouble. Who would? As it turned out, a cult turned our shelter into their temple. We tried to reason with them and strike a deal, but the only offer we got was to become human sacrifices to their deity. We considered it, politely declined, and set off to find a new home. When Mary Jane found out she is not getting a single drop of water, she got furious and stormed out into the wasteland, shouting over her shoulder that we'll regret this and that she's getting water one way or another. We are seriously terrified now. The lack of water drove Timmy insane. He opened the shelter door, and ran away without looking back. He's not likely to return. We didn't make it. These are the final words and advice to anyone reads this obscured writing. We made it 28 days. Hell yeah. And we were evicted by a cult. Damn. You were driven away. Days survived, water consumed, soup consumed. Times defended your shelter 0. All right. Dang, that was a pretty good one. That was a pretty good one. Definitely haven't been driven away from our shelter before. Make sure it's, oh, we lost our pizza and we lost our bike. Because we were driven away. Ooh. Yeah, I think we'll do another one. Scavenge supplies from your house and make sure the fallout shelter is well stocked by the end of your run. No survival included. Alright. Post-apocalyptic skills. Unlock fancy rewards. Mini special challenging adventures. Most trophies disabled. Experience a one-of-kind of survive in the fallout shelter with randomly selected supplies. Let's go ahead and do that one. And family members 2 to 4. Stock shelter, some junk, food supplies 4 to 6, 4 to 6. Health issues common, fatigue, fragile equipment average, unwanted visitors some, trouble often, trouble every day, unwanted visitor hordes, health issues call 911, like glass, oh god, 2 family members empty, food supply 2 to 3, 2 to 3, oh damn, and little boy, okay, 4 members, prepper style, stock shelter prepper style, food supply 6 to 8, 6 to 8. Health issues rare. Fragile equipment sturdy. Unwanted visitors few. Trouble sometimes. You know what? Let's see how little boy is. We've been running on Fat Man this entire time. Let's see how little boy is, and this is just going to be randomly generated instead of us running around with like a chicken with their head cut off. Go from medium to easy. Holy, look at this. We got just about everything we could ask for. No med kit. No gun. But, okay. All of us made it into the shelter seconds before. Our shelves are fully full of cans. Plenty of water means we don't have to worry about that. The best dog shelter we've ever seen. We've never seen another one, but we're pretty sure ours is the best. We are going to go ahead and wait for that. What we would give to be able to enjoy the sunshine again. We can't say there's a lot of light underground. We don't expect anything to get any brighter. Okay. Alright. Hopefully time to leave will come soon. Dolores is doing quite well. Ted is fine. Nothing new to report on Timmy, and it's impressive how well Mary Jane is handling this situation. We will give everybody one of each. We will send somebody out. Confined spaces are not very friendly environment, and we quickly got into an argument over some trivial things. If this keeps on, we might find ourselves in a nasty place. Ooh. We stopped arguing, but for how long? Life is hard for all of us right now. Dolores is in a good mood today. There isn't much on Ted. Timmy is doing good. Nothing is bothering Mary Jane. We'll skip everybody for this. We are going to send Ted out, and we're going to send him with a suitcase. Day 4. Okay. Ted left to the surface with a suitcase. Dolores is doing quite well. Timmy is doing good, and so is Mary Jane. We will give everybody a round of food. Alright, we always thought life could be much better. That was before we got nuked. Now we think life could be much better. In a way, not much has changed. Oh, big stretch. Oh, there we go. Oh, time to take a stretch, okay. My free one wasn't enough? Okay, I'll get you another stretch. I'll actually stand up for this one. There we go. Thank you for that. Fond memories are one thing, but we need to be ready for the harsh reality that awaits. We got Burger up in the corner. Dolores can't remain thirsty for long. They're all thirsty. They all get water. It's difficult to keep our spirits up in this situation. We do hope this whole mess will be over soon, or else we might end up in a place much worse than this cozy shelter. Day 6. Alright. It's easy to feel a bit down when living underground. Like this, no sunshine, no sky. We need to get rid of that pessimism and try to bring some cheerfulness into our lives. Dolores is no longer thirsty. Timmy is no longer thirsty. Mary Jane is no longer thirsty. We're going to go ahead and skip the rations. We thought it'd be a great idea to have some role-playing fun and create our own shelter theater group. We called it the Thunderdome. We spent the rest of the day trying to write a script for our performance. We almost got into a fight over it and decided that maybe it would be best to play something simple. Alright, we decided to act out scenes from our favorite movies to amuse ourselves, at least for a moment. For some reason, every time we picked a new scene, we ended up with one from the Humphrey Bogart films. Dolores is fine. Timmy's a good scout. Mary Jane isn't worried. Alright, we'll feed them all. There isn't much you can do in this tiny bunker. We need to fight the boredom. Otherwise, someone might feel like going out to admire the radioactive landscape, or something even equally crazy like learning about foreign geography. We need to do something. Day 8. Ted's still not back. A game of checkers, a cup of coffee, and a newspaper is all a 1950s man needs. There's no coffee down here, and the paper boy probably got blown up. Yay, checkers. Dolores will not last long without water. Timmy needs water, and Mary Jane needs water. Everybody get water. Wouldn't you know it, our dear Mary Jane keeps a diary. For some reason, she was hiding it in the scout book we keep in our shelter. We have no doubts what needs to be done, right? Each of us must be assigned a role, and the diary must be read aloud, right? No, we don't want to drive Mary Jane crazy. Like, calm down. Like, seriously, reading your diary? God, you guys are all horrible. Alright, Mary Jane thanked us for respecting her privacy. She then ripped out and tore all of the pages, set them on fire, stomped on them, and fed them to a mutated rat outside. A bit excessive, but we all feel better now that it's been dealt with. We still wonder what she wrote about us, though. Dolores is thirsty, no longer thirsty, no longer thirsty. Nobody's thirsty. Everybody's going to be a little hungry, so let's give them that. It's been a while to know what's happening on the surface. Chance to tune into an emergency radio broadcast. Yes. Let's see if we find anything. All right. We were able to get a weak signal and tap into the government's emergency service, and guess what? Great news. Fallout outside has mostly gone, and it should be much safer to travel on the surface now. Life is hard for all of us right now, but Dolores is in a good mood. Timmy's doing good, and Mary Jane is doing good. We're going to go ahead and wait on that. The other day we heard a quiet knock on our door, but when we opened, we only found a suitcase on this doorstep, and there was no one around it. Isn't signed. Okay, we're going to go ahead and open it, but I'm pretty sure somebody's going to get into it. No, nobody got injured. Trophy earned. Alright. And Ted's back with our suitcase. Oh, and we got a med pack. And more water. Alright. We gladly accepted this sudden gift, and despite our suspicions, it turned out it was just a regular tomato soup that we all know and love. Thanks, kind stranger. Ted safely returned from his voyage with the suitcase. Turned out that calling an ambulance is not an option anymore. We reached the hospital. It's in ruins, but parts of it turned out to be still standing, more or less. We decided to go through the rubble and make the best of it. The canteen had a respectable supply of tomato soup. It looked like there was only one thing they fed their patients. Now we're 100% sure it's healthy. There are plenty of bottles of liquid in one of the wards. Peroxide or not, water is water, and beggars can't be choosers. It wasn't hard to find a fully equipped first aid kit in a hospital. We spotted some sort of vehicle just down the road, just down the street, but couldn't get a good enough look at it in the dark. Maybe future expeditions will prove more fruitful. Water is all Dolores wants. Alright, so everybody's going to get food and water. We're going to send Mary Jane out. We have a working radio. Why not use it? Maybe we'll be able to catch a broadcast or two. All right. 812. Hell yeah. We're doing good. Ted still looks pretty tired though. All right. We have 2 cave drawings so far. We got our little points over there and the little mutated cow. All right. Nothing, nothing, and nothing. We could hear nothing but annoying static, but better luck next time. Ted is hungry. Ted is tired. No longer thirsty, no longer thirsty, no longer thirsty. Okay, we're going to send Mary Jane out. Okay, we'll send her out with the suitcase. Let's see if she brings anything back. All right. Day 13. Ding. Heck yeah. Alright. Mary Jane went outside. Ted is hungry. Ted is rested. Dolores is doing quite well. Timmy's doing well. Okay. As we're about to start our book club discussion on the only book we've all read, the phone book, we were interrupted by rapid knocking at the door. We found out it was a group of refugees who survived the blast just like we did. They are doing much worse than us and begged us to provide them with any water, food, or medical supplies we could spare. I've never given anything to these guys when they've came by. We're going to actually give them some soup. Hopefully that doesn't make them raid us, and then we leave everything. So, our visitors had problems finding enough words to express their gratitude. Many tears were shed, smiles and hugs exchanged, and they wished us all the best. It's a great feeling to be helping someone out. They left soon after to seek shelter in the ruins of our town. We hope they make it out there. Dolores has to drink. No longer hungry, needs a drink. So they all need something to drink. Alright, we can keep sitting on our backsides here in this tiny little bunker, or we can start thinking about getting away as far as possible from the radioactive wasteland. Who would have thought that the Reds would ruin such a lovely neighborhood? We can do it on our own. The escaping part, not the ruining part, of course. However, there might be someone out there who can help us. Let's keep our eyes and ears out. Yes, let's go ahead and listen to the radio. Let's see what's going on. Jimmo! Jimmo. We got phones ringing and all that other kind of stuff too. Good news, the government made a radio broadcast about extracting survivors from our area. The announcer asked everyone listening to wait a while longer and expect further communication in a few days. We'll be out of here soon. Dolores is no longer thirsty. Timmy is no longer thirsty. And there's nothing wrong with that. We had thought phone calls were a thing of the past after atomic bomb obliterated everything in our small town. However, phone booth. Alright, we're going to go ahead and send Dolores out there. And answer the phone, we clearly hear a gasp of relief. We start exchanging information, and then something went wrong on their end. Everything's okay with Dolores. Everything's okay with Ted and Tony. We'll go ahead and give them a full round of each. Sometimes a sudden urge to play an instrument takes over us, to create a beautiful sound, to be shared with the world around us, sing and play, and have cute mutated animals come to our feet to listen like a post-apocalyptic Snow White. Shall we? Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. What's that? Oh, damn. Okay. So, it doesn't look like we broke anything, but we do have roaches now. And we have playing cards. Mary Jane's back. Be careful what you wish for. After a few minutes of playing, a small group of mutated cockroaches jumped out of the cracks in the walls and started moving to the rhythm of the song. They ran around in circles and shook their little antennae. It would be adorable if they weren't so disgusting. What are we supposed to do with them now? Nothing made us happier than the sight of Mary returning. We spotted an untouched store with many products inside, even food different than tomato soup. A real treat in these post-apocalyptic times. When we were about to reach it, a terrible noise made us stop in our tracks. Something heavy fell straight from the sky, crashing into the store and destroying it completely. After the dust settled, we realized we were looking at a spaceship, just like in Timmy's comics. Could it be a saucer? Men from Mars? Then why does it bear an American flag on it? The side and the logo of something called Astro Citizen. Could it be infiltration? Crafty little alien buggers? Under a branch of metal space junk, we found a tired old teddy bear and some supplies. The bear looked disappointed. We ended up turning him around. We could not handle his judgmental button eyes. We got 2 soups. Someone stuffed a bunch of items into a big sock. Not sure how the sock made it through the crash, but it somehow succeeded at protecting the supplies inside a deck of cards. Damn it. We really like that suitcase. Well, it's gone now. Our little trip to the surface might have been spotted and followed. We should be more careful next time. The vehicle down the street looked like someone's work in progress. We observed it from afar. Who could the owner be? We kept our distance for the time being, but we may want to take a closer look in future. It could be our ticket out of here. She's hungry, tired. She's doing well. He's doing well. Everything's okay. Round of food for everybody. Round of water for everybody. We're going to send out Dolores. Frankly, roaches haven't really left us. To be fair, they aren't causing too much trouble. They even seem to be relatively friendly and curious. Just this morning, we opened our eyes and saw them standing in a perfect line in front of us as if they're waiting for something. We got more drawings on the walls. Disco Roach. Hell yeah. If you can't beat them, join them. We figured the roaches are craving more of our music, so we fulfilled their unspoken request. They start joyfully prancing around again, creating fun shapes on the floor. Then all of a sudden, they all left in one line. We thought the show was over, but they soon came back in a group carrying supplies on their strong, mutated backs. Insane. Looks like we made some new friends. Disgusting, mutated, radioactive friends. +1 soup, +1 water. Alright, everybody seems to be pretty good. Give everybody a round of food. We're going to send Dolores out. We'll send her out with the gas mask. Day 19. Don't look like much has changed. Let's
Yep,
see.
I've been drinking again.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Diaz, for a cheers break. You're absolutely amazing. So if you got them, drink them. If you got them, smoke them. Either way, cheers to you guys. You guys are all absolutely amazing, and I appreciate your guys' support. And cheers once again to you, Diaz. Huh. Dolores is on her way up. Mary Jane can use more food. Ted's not complaining. Timmy's not complaining. We will feed her one more. The problem is simple. If we don't wash ourselves, we'll get seriously sick. Alright, I guess we'll get sick. Hopefully not everybody gets sick, but it looks like we're probably going to all be sick, yep. The world has ended. Who cares about showering? Adapting shouldn't be hard. It's like a camping trip. We smell terrible. Suspicious stains cover parts of the page. Everybody's sick. They need something to drink. We could really use some more supplies. We counted all of them today, and the numbers didn't make us happy. Time to do something about it. We know that a teacher from the local school managed to rescue a bunch of kids and led them to a nearby building where they're relatively safe. And we really could use whatever they have. We could really use it, right? No, we're not gonna go rob a teacher and a bunch of kids. It implies that they were gonna go, like, do some unspeakable things to those people. Got knocks on the doors. Right. We're no bandits. Sure, we need supplies, but not at cost of others. We won't bother these people. A man who takes canned tomato soup from another is not worthy of the taste to taste that soup. Oh God. Let's just hope that everybody else out there is as decent as our family. Something should be done about Ted's sickness. He's not thirsty anymore. Okay. Aren't there any drugs that we can give Mary Jane? No. A group of doctors knocked on our door today requesting some supplies that would be helpful refilling their first aid kits. We didn't doubt they were the real deal for a second. They did have lab coats and everything. Yeah, go ahead and give them water. Hopefully, what's her name comes back here soon, Dolores. A bottle of relatively clean water is the closest thing that we can have to peroxide. Ted still hasn't recovered. He needs an extra blanket because he's shivering. They're all sick still. Skip that. Our sorry excuse for a dinner was interrupted by a raspy voice coming from outside saying, "Want to buy a rock?" We calmed down when we realized the voice belonged to old man Jim, who used to live in our town. Well, at least we think he did. We just never quite figured out where he stayed. We should probably answer his question. It's impolite. So yeah, we'll talk to Jim. 8:23. Anything new? Nothing new. Alright. We opened the door and greeted the old man with a smile. He was eager to show us his bag filled with rich choice of rocks and convinced us to take one for free for old time's sake. We agreed cheerfully. Choose the best looking rock, and the man left. We can't complain. It's a good rock, really. Also, he claimed it brings luck. We'll see about that. Sometimes something should be done about the sickness. Alright. Dolores, you need to come back. Trader alert. Timmy's salvage comic books are mostly harmless science fiction pulp. However, some of them don't feature the brave Astro Citizen program. Astronauts, but cosmonauts. That boy is eating up Soviet propaganda. What a disgrace. Should we banish Timmy to the wasteland for his traitorous ways and dispose of the blasphemous comics? What? What? They want us to just like kick Timmy out into the wasteland because he reads comics? He's taking in Soviet propaganda because they're not Astro Citizens, they're cosmonauts. No, we're not going to send Timmy out into the wasteland. That's not cool. All right. We graciously allowed Timmy to stay in the shelter despite his actions. We believe in the power of rehabilitation and second chances. Also, we're running out of toilet paper, and these propaganda books will do nicely. We got our gas masks back. Dolores is back. We spotted an unknown group of people scavenging in our neighborhood. They had a lot of bags and backpacks, too many even. They were really busy and didn't notice when one of their backpacks went missing with a little help from us. Lucky find, there were cans inside of soup. The sound of glass hitting glass while running with a backpack could mean water. It might sound paranoid, but we think someone followed us. Let's just hope it doesn't happen again. Okay, water for everybody, food for everybody. Alright, sending out for another one. Today the Army broadcast interrupted our let's just call it breakfast. Anyways, they seemed very eager to evacuate us from here, but then went over several things that needed to happen before they'd do it. The first item on the list is up to us. We were given geographical coordinates and need to get to there to leave a sign we're still alive. This should be easy with a map. Alright, so we're going to use our map. A quick glance at a map gave us all the information required. We left them a message in a bottle. Dolores has not eaten for a while. Ted keeps coughing. Timmy's still quite sick. No, we'll feed everybody. We'll water everybody. This is Mary Jane. We'll just send her empty-handed. Actually, we'll give her a can of soup. We have our next cave drawing over here. Can of soup over here. Mary Jane went outside. Dolores has not eaten in a while. Ted has recovered from his sickness. Timmy is cured. Dolores is still hungry. A note on our doorstep took us all by surprise when we found a request to bring some supplies to a set location signed friends. Friends? What kind of friends? We don't know who these people are, but here's our chance to find out. They're promising to make it worth our while. Let's see. Let's go ahead and give them a can of soup. The authors of the note turned out to be twin siblings, a brother and sister. They greeted us happily and took us to a small tent where they started handing out supplies we brought to a small group of hungry survivors. Between them were people of all ages, including children and elderly, and even a mime. The siblings shook our hands and proclaimed, "This is the beginning of a new friendship." They promised to contact us again soon. Everybody's fine. Everybody's skipping. Someone paid us a visit today. It was an overly cheerful red-headed woman accompanied with a grumpy mercenary. So they offers a gun for a book. Let's go ahead and give you a gas mask, and we'll take your suitcase. managed to work out a deal. The woman gave us tips about surviving. We already knew the radiation was bad, and you can kill a rat by hitting with a stick. Everybody's getting thirsty. So, bam. Oh, damn. Okay, well, sorry, Timmy. But everybody will get around to food. One thing you didn't expect is a band of people all dressed in green showing up at your doorstep and claiming they take from the rich and give to the poor. That's exactly what happened to us. Should we let those clowns in? They might provide some quality entertainment. No. Okie dokie. We didn't answer those particular calls and kept the door locked until the noise outside faded away. They sounded harmless, but can harmless people be trusted? Well, we didn't really have anything. They could have taken our radio or something. During our last expedition, we finally approached that nearby vehicle. It was a tank missing wheels and a few other crucial components. The outside was rusty and a little burnt up. If we hope to ever drive away from here, we should salvage for something to reinforce it. Anything we should grab for the little supply run. Flashlight. Flashlight's broken. Great. Armed with a flashlight, we braved the darkness of an almost intact basement. A few houses down the street, there were lots of cobwebs and impressive collection of barbecues. We grabbed some grills to install on our vehicle for protection. It smelled wonderful too. Oh, the flashlight didn't make it shame. A sleazy looking trader carrying, and yeah, so we can't do trade with him. Timmy ran away. Our grandparents always told us, is there any water left? The lack of water drove Timmy insane. Timmy's gone. So both the kids are gone. Like, they just gone. Alright. Spiders seem to be operating under the assumption that they have all the same rights to the shelter as we do. They're everywhere. We don't seem to be scared of them. So we're going to go ahead and use a scout book for that. Holy shit, she came back. She made it back. And she brought water and food. We always knew books were precious. They are a perfect weapon for waging total war against insectoids of any kind. Fear will keep the local spiders in line. Fear of this scout handbook while causing them causing them around the shelter. We found misplaced water bottles for a good hunt. Nothing made us happy to see Mary Jane come back. Our expedition went directly to visit the primary school. Not for education, of course. Oh no, we were desperate for supplies, and the school was our best chance of getting them. Biology class had an aquarium. The fish had died since no one had fed them, but the aquarium water still could be drinkable. Might sound paranoid, but I think someone followed us. Just hope it doesn't happen again. We were never huge fans of mushrooms. No, we're not going to eat the mushrooms. We know what happens. We did that just a little bit earlier. Day 33. What do we got going on around us here? No new drawings. No new soap cans. Definitely hear radio static and other stuff like that. Alright. We may be hungry, but there are just some things that we'll never eat. Wall fungus is one of them. Give everybody some water. We're also going to feed Ted, because we're going to be sending him out with the suitcase. Suitcase and ammo. Oh no, actually we're gonna keep that. See, we're just gonna send him out with the suitcase. Bring us back something good, bud. We gave you the last of our food. Left to the surface. Mary Jane isn't doing too good. Alright, we received another radio broadcast from the military. Apparently they wouldn't be arriving when we expected, but they suggested that we wouldn't be long. However, survivors are requested to render assistance by bringing gas containers to the nearest bus stop for military vehicles to use. We suppose we could do it, but not without the gas mask. Who knows how long it will take. Okay. Well, we didn't know. Okay. We felt it was too risky to help the army without using a gas mask. It seemed our rescue will be a bit overdue. So we will go ahead and water them all. Some door-to-door salesman found his way to our shelter. We remember him from before the apocalypse. He came over with a bunch of leaflets and tried to convince us to join something called Astro Citizen, but we refused. Now he just wants supplies, and he says he will reveal some state secrets to us in return. For our last water? No, I'm sorry, we can't give up on that. State secrets or not. As a rule, we don't trust the door-to-door salesmen, especially ones who attempted treason. Who attempt treason. We told him to go back to whatever planet he dropped to Earth from. He got angry and stormed off, mumbling something about how our souls are going to be devoured by alien Lord X-Star. Poor guy seems very confused. Just when we thought we might have a quiet day, we got invaded. A group of bandits is on the other side of the door, demanding we walk out, hands in the air, or we will get in the hard way. That doesn't sound too good. What do we do? Lock the door. All right. We don't think that the small padlock would stop them, but it turned out to be enough to discourage the unknown attackers. It seems that they gave this whole break-in a fair shot, but ultimately gave up and left. Too bad that padlock is in no shape to be used again. We need to think of other ways to fight off bandits and other soup-hungry barbarians. We are able to defend our home this time. What if they come back? Okay, so water for both of them. The siblings are back. Their group is growing bigger with each passing day as they pick up tired and hungry survivors and nurse them back to health. However, so far they only have one tent, and soon will run our space for everybody. Right now they're scouting the town, looking for a good spot to build a bigger camp, and they could really use a map. Okay, show them our map. Oh no. Ted's gone. Ted didn't make it. Son of a bitch. Okay, we were happy to see them again. We quickly handed them our map and pointed at several locations that might be worth checking out. They left before it got dark, so to still get a few hours of scouting in the daylight, but they said they would definitely be back again to share the news and a friendly chat. We hope to find a good place. Maybe we could visit them in the camp when the camp is ready. It was very unwise for Ted to walk right into the hands of a gang of filthy bandits camped nearby. He is not coming back. We're gonna have to send Dolores. We played a game of list things you hate the most, and our neighbor's name kept coming up for some reason. That reminded us that the little weasel had a safe in his living room. We always wondered what's inside. Maybe now's the time we finally find out. Alright, Mary Jane's gonna do it. Now she's sick. Great. We opened the safe and we heard a loud bang and the room filled with a thick, nasty smoke. The smell of rotten eggs. The bastard booby-trapped the safe. Sure showed us, but it didn't stop us from taking the prized possessions that the nerd, that Ned, too bad we won't ever get the stench off of our clothes now. Dolores. Yes. 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 46. Oh, damn. Dolores is on her way to the surface. It was supposed to be an easy supply run. Unfortunately, that's not what happened. Dolores never returned. The log shelter will forever hold its secrets, at least until somebody with a hacksaw and lots of patience comes along. We couldn't spare any food for Mary Jane, and eventually she reached the boiling point. Whereas there was enough to kill, she left without a word, but she would probably become a highway woman and get all the food cans she would ever need. Damn, okay. Nuclear fallout, unknown benefactor, ER visit, radio sessions. Damn, we have not gotten saved a single time yet. Just like son of a bitch. You perished. Yes, we perished. Days survived 46, water consumed 13, soup consumed 15, times defended your shelter 1, successful expeditions 4 out of 6, items brought from expeditions 12, no decisions, yes decisions. End adventure. Let's see what's on the main home screen.
Yep, I've been drinking again.
Oh, thank you, DS, for the cheers break. You're absolutely amazing. Thank you. So if you got them, drink them. If you got them, smoke them. Either way, cheers to you. Thank you guys for your support, and cheers. So we got grades on our tank now. So we're going to do Fat Man regular survival. Alright, I'm just having me a Reese's peanut butter cup real quick. So we didn't get Dolores. So here we are. The three of us are safe and sound. We just need to make it work for now. From now on, we really wish it was four of us. Our shelves are full of cans, plenty of water. This is the best stocked shelter we've ever seen. We're going to go ahead and skip our first round. What we would give to be able to enjoy the sunshine again. Like I said, it's the first day. You guys shouldn't be complaining this bad about the sunshine. Listen to them rats. All right, another cup. Hopefully time to leave will come soon. Ted seems alright. Mary seems alright. And Timmy seems alright. The kids have been all fidgety lately. They miss running around and playing games with each other in their rooms. Even though the shelter is way smaller than their bedrooms, there's some space in front of the table that seems perfect for wildly sprinting around and playing tags. No, we're not going on playing tag because they'll break our radio. There's simply not enough space in here around here for any activities. No, we can barely stretch out without putting elbows in each other's eyes. The kids aren't exactly happy about it, but it's about time to get used to the situation and understood the rules of the shelter. No running. Ted seems to be doing alright, even though the world is going to shit. Yeah, Mary's doing pretty good, and Timmy's doing pretty good. Alright, so we're going to send Mary Jane out. Alright. Day 4. Mary Jane went outside. Let's hope she hurries back. Calm morning, and Timmy's doing good. We'll give them each a round. Someone's at the door. We're a bit scared, but maybe it's a friendly face of an American soldier. Shall we open? Sure. Oh. He's all injured. Someone started shooting at us. We closed the hatch as quickly as we could, but the shot or two grazed us. Ted is hurt. Timmy seems okay. Actually, we tried to keep track of the dates, but we just added up quickly. A present or cake. So yeah. No, sorry, Timmy. Bad time to have a birthday, buddy. Is right on, like a couple days after the apocalypse. Time to grow up, Timmy. Santa doesn't exist. Alright. Ha! Guess what? We already got ourselves our very own Fallout garden. We've got a patch of mushrooms growing on the walls. No, do not eat that. We may be hungry, but we do have morals. So yeah, Timmy and Ted are okay. We're gonna feed them, water them. After all the days we spent down here, we're not exactly clean. So yeah, we're gonna do gas mask. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. We can survive a bit longer, but I take dibs on the gas mask. Timmy's doing alright. Keep sitting here on our backsides with a tiny bunker. We can start thinking about getting away from here. Good news, the government made a radio broadcast about extracting survivors from our area. The announcer asked everyone listening to wait a while longer. Alright. We woke up to a dripping sound today and noticed that there's something leaking from the pipes. That green liquid looked innocent enough even after it ate through the table and the chair and the floor. Patching up that pipe is probably a good idea. Day 10. Ah, nice, she's back. And she brought extras. Ah, problem solved. No leak, no mess. Back to our tiny little shelter. Nothing made us happier than the sight of Mary Jane returning. On the edge of town, there used to be a big parking lot. Now it looks more like a junkyard. Most vehicles are completely wrecked or burned out. We figured it was still worth checking out. Under the burnt remains of a picnic table, we found some bottled water, and those bottles were not in the best state, but the contents were pretty drinkable. So plus two food. In the trunk of a wrecked car, we found a fine sharp axe. That vehicle must have belonged to a lumberjack or a serial killer, or both perhaps. Ted needs water to survive. Okay, so feed and water. Open in the name of freedom. Come and shout from. Okay, so we're going to try this one. Okay, so we're still here. We didn't fail. And Mary Jane sounded like she was pretty sick. Just those hearty ass coughs. We regretted opening the door the minute we saw who was standing on the door, on the other side of the door. Dark faces, rifles, and determined looks of a band of teenagers. We're doomed, we thought. Then out of the blue, one of them asked us if we were with the Reds. We never supported the Red Sox, so we confidently said that we weren't. The tension dropped immediately, and those nice young people gave us 2 bottles of water. Also, they also told us to have no fear since Wolverines are around. We're not sure what the Wolverines have to do with all of this, but we took their word for it. They're not thirsty no more. Let's feed everybody. We've been preparing for this expedition since yesterday. Okay, so we're going to send Kimmy. I'm going to send Timmy empty-handed. Let's see if Timmy comes back with anything. Timmy went out to the wasteland. We don't know what he'll do if he doesn't come back. Mary Jane is still sick. She's no longer hungry. Ring, ring. There we were thinking that we would never hear a telephone signal again. Then suddenly the phone starts ringing from somewhere outside. We figured it's the phone booth across the street. Alright, go out, Mary Jane, and talk to him. Day 13. We answer the phone and there's a clear gasp of relief. We exchanged information and then the phone hung up. She's in no condition and she is not any better. I'm going to go and skip rations for the day. We know very little about what's going on outside. Good idea to find more. Alright. Damn, Mary Jane's really sick. We were able to get a weak signal, tap into it. Good news, Fallout is mostly gone. Okay. Mary Jane has been awful silent today, but it's very unlike her. We should try talking to her, yes. Nothing solves the problem better than than an honest conversation over hot beverage. We don't have the latter, but talking alone seems to do the trick. We don't cure Mary Jane soon. What will happen to her? Mary Jane is sleepy. Mary Jane is no longer hungry. Ted seems to be doing all right. Give them both water. The more we know about what's going on outside, the better. Okay, so yeah. Let's go ahead and check the radio. Okay. Alright, nothing, and nothing. We can't hear anything through the annoying static. And somebody's like knocking, being all kinds of like interrupting. Alright, but yeah. So feed them, water them. Alright. There's an armed and dangerous woman outside. Fortunately, she's out of ammo. She tells us she hunts wild beasts of the waste, and right now she's on the tail of a giant mutated spider. We're pretty sure she's lost her mind. What are you going to do with that spider, lady? Put it on a leash? She promises that if we help her, she'll return the favor. I thought we had bullets. Day 17. Timmy is back. He brought water. Oh wait, did he even bring water? Okay, an armed person who murders things for a living? Yeah, no. Timmy, we were afraid Timmy, but he came back from the wasteland safe and sound. We're hoping the expedition would be successful. Too bad it was not the case. We spotted some sort of vehicle down the street. Look good enough in the dark. Maybe future expeditions. Mary Jane. We could have sworn that huge puddle of water wasn't there earlier. And there goes another one. Oh damn. Oh damn it. We're going to get flooded. Grab our supplies and start floating. Portable radio. We're going to save the radio instead of the map. Save the radio. Oh, and did we have checkers? I think our checkers disappeared. So we're down one map. The radio was rescued first before any of that filthy liquid got into its case. It wasn't long before most of the water disappeared, but the damage it done was enough to upset us. Cleaning and fixing the mess is going to take forever. Timmy is hungry. Ted is fine. Take the axe with you, buddy. Day 19. Ted left with the axe. Need to cure Mary Jane. She gets some. He gets some. We had the most curious visitor today. One of them was making the sound of a galloping horse. We talked to them today. Let's see. We couldn't contain our laughter, and our guests took offense. They ran off shouting that our ancestors were rodents and smelled like forest fruits. How rude. Jane is still sick. Mary Jane is still sick. Timmy is falling asleep in his chair and needs a few days to rest. Alright, we were able to receive another message from the government. The military is preparing a rescue mission, and they want survivors to go to a specific location, leave a sign that they're still alive and kicking nearby. The problem is they provided geological components, but we need a map to find out where we're supposed to be headed. Otherwise, it's just complete gobbledygook. We were sure we could find a location without a map. We were wrong. Hopefully we'll get lucky next time. If we don't cure Mary soon, who knows what will happen. Alright, traveling salesman paid us a visit today. Introduced himself as Willie. Apparently business can do well after the end of the world. Two food for a gas mask. Let's think about that. Yeah. Okay, we made a deal with the salesman. 1 gas mask for 2 soup. Mary Jane's condition isn't getting any better. Timmy is arrested. A young man knocked on our door today asking for help. He said he'd been watching us for a while and he believes we're good and decent people, although he hoped he would meet them in different circumstances. He could really use our help now. The mission is rescuing his twin sister who went missing while trying to infiltrate a nearby bandit camp. He promises it will be worth it. Okay. Day 23. Holy shit, he's back with a lot of crap. The young man was assisted by a group of other survivors, all armed by a really friendly. We found the girl, threw her a weapon, and fought off the bandits guarding the exit. Siblings were happy to be reunited, but also very confused. Turns out the bandit leader is actually their father. Crazy small world we live in. Anyways, they were really thankful and promised to contact us again soon. Ted returned safely from his voyage with the axe. Our poor house was completely destroyed above our shelter, and it was really devastating. But he was able to find 2 cans, 2 water, and find some spray. Our little trip to his surface might have been spotted and followed. Oh no, not again. Vehicle down the road looked like someone's work in progress. I look in the future. She's still rather sick. Alright, we heard a knock at the door this morning. We held our breath in the fear to hear, but we soon heard children's voices coming from outside. We decided to open it, and turned out to be the voices belonged to a pair of Girl Scouts. They used to sell cookies, but they branched into, they offer other items now too. Smart girls. Dang it. I would have definitely traded for that Scout handbook. Alright, although the girls are very brave to walk around the wasteland like that, sadly they didn't have anything of interest to us. So we declined their offer. They wished us a nice day and left. Alright. Enough sitting around. It's a waste of time. Time to visit the surface to get additional supplies. Timmy, you are going. And you're going to go with the bug spray. Mary Jane's looking horrible. Timmy went out into the wasteland today with this spray. His stomach's rumbling, he's still tired, he's fatigue. Alright, a woman came by with a creature she claims is a camel. The animal is carrying a pack of goods. Okay, yeah, no. Alright. In the end, we decided her offers were not for us, maybe another time. Okay, they're no longer hungry, thirsty, a sleazy looking trader. Yeah, we've never got a chance to trade with him, so let's do this. Oh, yeah, we did get a trade with him before. We get a kitty. We got a kitty. Sherkov. As the door closed behind the trader, the bag started to violently shake and emit screeching, hellish sounds. Terrified, we backed up against the walls. When the beast finally escaped, it turned out to just be an angry house cat. The feline gave us an innocent look and promptly sat down in the corner, cleaning itself. Its collar said Shirkov. It was his name. If we don't cure Mary Jane soon, who knows what will happen. Ted is rested. Give him some water. When conducting our daily supply count, we noticed that a soup can was missing. We absolutely sure it was there just yesterday. That can only mean one thing. We have a soup thief among us. Now we just need to figure out who the culprit is. Who is the soup culprit? Not picking Noah. Kitty, kitty. Whatever happened to our precious soup, we'll let it go. One can isn't worth the drama and arguments that would ensue, and we really don't have enough evidence to figure out who did it. Maybe we just made a mistake when counting. We never knew for sure. But if someone did steal it, they'll be taking their secrets to their grave. What was that? Radio static stops for just a moment. Tune into the signal. She comes down here. Hi, kitty, kitty. Pet the kitty, pet the kitty. Alright. Once had we waded through all the static, we found a transmission that was hosted by some nut talking about consequences, conspiracies, and saucer men from Mars abducting people. It was pretty amusing. Jane's condition isn't any better today. Every new smell attacks our noses. In this little shelter instantly. There isn't much we can do. So when a single brick fell out from the wall, revealing a tight opening, our senses immediately faded by the... Okay, yeah. You should check that out. Another can of soup. Looked into the hole, fearing that come at us with some claws or other mutated sharp body parts, but nothing happened. Instead, we found a dead rat that was trying to break into a can of tomato soup. Okay, we're gonna feed him and water him. Alright, today the music from the radio stopped abruptly, and instead we got to listen to a transmission from the Army. We were almost halfway to the door when they started talking about evacuation, but it turns out there is something we need to do first. All survivors were asked to leave a sign that they were alive in the area. The exact location was given with geographic coordinates, and we need a map to establish where that is. It's been an entire month. We were sure we could find a location without a map, and we were wrong. Hopefully next time we'll get lucky. Let's get rations. Shirkov is still fresh addition to our little family, so we need to keep an eye out on it, and believe it or not, just today we noticed something else on its collar. It seemed to have a metal plate with an address on it, and it's not that far. Should we take a quick trip to see what's there? Yes. Timmy's back. He's sick. He brought back a bunch of soup and some water. We grabbed our new fluffy friend for a little stroll through the waste, only to immediately run into a couple of gentlemen dressed in trench coats, fedoras, and shades, and gritted their teeth at the sight of the cat and said they've been looking for it. Apparently it belongs to their dear old man, who loves it dearly. Before we could utter a word, they took Shirkov, thanked us, and left. The cat didn't seem to mind, so maybe it's for the best. We were afraid Timmy wouldn't come back, but he's back now. He brought the thing back. He brought back 2 things of water. Standing, most of it was intact. Some people decided to turn it into a shelter. So hold on. Our expedition reached a church in which it was still standing, most of it intact. Some people decided to turn it into a shelter and found out there was more than that. We were sure what religion they followed, but they were very eager to convince us that tomatoes are the source of all evil and eggplants are the only hope of salvation. Cultists decided they wouldn't be needing any holy water. We did a bit of miracle work and turned empty wine bottles into quite full bottles of water. One of the beds in the surviving church quarters was filled with quite a few treasures, namely a flashlight and a collection of books about evolution. At one point during the expedition, we were ambushed by a pack of mutated cockroaches. We managed to scare them away with the bug spray in their nest. We found a supply of 2 soups. We found, it might sound paranoid, but we think someone followed us home. No drugs. Okay, the siblings kept their word and visited us again with a request. Seeing that they were slowly running out of space in their tent, their group is attempting to build a small camp themselves, and they are gathering some resources, and they need something to chop wood. Yes, we will give you our axe. day 33. It took a few hours, but we managed to chop everything they asked us to, and even a bit more. Everybody was really grateful, and we got a lot of friendly pats on the back for helping and working together. Sure, a nice feeling. We hope we get to visit our friends in their new home one day. Nothing new with everybody else. Timmy's still hungry. Okay, and we're going to send him out with the gun. Alright, big stretch. Big stretch. Give me a second. Okay. Got all of our cave drawings and all that. Ted left with the gun. Timmy should eat something. Mary Jane's still sick. Both need to eat, both need a drink. We stumbled upon a weird signal when changing radio frequencies. We're pretty sure that it's behind layers of terrible static and screams. We could hear a voice speaking in a foreign language. Oh dear, what if it's the Soviets? We should probably listen to it, but what about the children? Yeah, listen to it. Arcadi's back. We were relieved at first. At first, when we figured out it wasn't Soviets, we heard. Turned out it was Canadians, which isn't that much better. Either way, they're foreigners, and we couldn't understand what they were saying. Not a word. How disappointing. To our surprise, we found Shirkov back in our shelter this morning. We're not exactly sure why or how it came back. Okay, hold on. It came back. Is it our good care, its kindness, our kind hearts, optimism, or just a stockpile of soup cans? Only time will tell. Timmy is very pale. Alright. So we'll feed them both, water them both. Alright. We finally got a good look at this vehicle down the street. A tank, no wheels, but it was reinforced with metal grills. But where were the weapons? what kind of vehicle needs a weapon. Let's get out there with some equipment and find something fitting. Let's put this padlock on it. Alright. Okie dokie, what happened? Anything different? Oh, not really. Alright. We broke our padlock's key while lockpicking a bandit safe nearby. Inside were some yo-yos with out screens and heavy machine guns. And a heavy machine gun. We installed it carefully on the vehicle we found. We locked the empty cache with our padlock so the bastards wouldn't be able to access it anymore. Skip them for today. Loud crash. Okay. Loud crash surprised Shirik. A bit of debris falling from our ceiling, truly a recipe for a good start to the day. As it turns out, Shirkaz found a new toy, a bit of something wiring that it ripped out of the wall. Let's see where it goes. Followed the wire outside and found a half burnt out truck with two surprised gentlemen inside, surrounded by an array of blinking bulbs. That's some space tech right there. Were they listening in on our very own shelter? Their feasible excuse about a roadside panic didn't convince us. Even Timmy knows you can't have picnics here, and the car has no wheels. Okay. Alright, the agents who were spying on us are now at the door and want to explain themselves. Should we hear them out? Yes. All right. If Ted don't come back soon, I think we're going to be done. They briefly waved some sort of ID cards in front of our faces and told us that their top secret government mission, the wiretap, wasn't to spy on us, but rather on the cat. It's suspected of being a Soviet agent. They're willing to let us into their super secret government safe house if we help them with some of their top secret missions. They assured that they would contact us again with details. Timmy is better. The cat is growling in the general direction of us and our supplies. We're not sure if the cat drinks soup, but it's the only thing that we have on the menu today. Alright. When it heard we weren't going to share any soup with it, Shirkoff made a scene, meowing hungrily and shooting angry glances before drawing out a sharp teeth and claws. It wasn't easy to fight, but we managed to defend our supplies. Now Timmy's injured. Timmy noticed that an old telescope in a pile of rubble on the other side of the street. He got really excited. Stargazing again, after all. The night sky is one of the very few things that still looks about the same after the blast. Yeah, we should let Timmy do that. Day 40. Oh, he's back. He brought no food. He brought a scout book. Okay. Timmy returned in the morning, tired but very happy. He says he saw a spaceship flying by with American flag on it. Surely this can't be true. He's probably making things up. Time to grow up, Timmy. We set off on our expedition. Nearby zoo we used to visit on the weekends. We're happy to report that it was a productive supply run as well as educational tips. We saw proctal whales, chimpanzees, a commie, and a small army of cat roaches and other majestic creatures that have emerged among the post-nuclear fauna. The marine life section had collapsed into a radioactive pond in the middle of the zoo filled with creatures like piranhas and sea ponies. In a half-destroyed aquarium, the control room, we found undamaged cardboard with some supplies, a friendly-looking something lazily observed the sea life section from a distance. In its den, we found a body of a zoo worker with some of the possessions laying around. We made our way to the African section amid the atomic copi. We're sure it was mutated or not. It really looked weird as hell before we scared off a group of them and found something stashed in the back of their enclosure. We believe that our expedition to the wasteland must have been followed by strangers. If we don't cure Mary, who knows? Okay. Everybody gets water. Today the Army's broadcast was interrupted on our breakfast call, so we don't have a map. Still not going to get freaking saved. We were sure we could find the location without the map. We were wrong. He's coming out with an axe. Timmy went out, and Mary Jane's condition's not getting any better. We're happy to host the siblings for a few of their friends today, and then visited our shelter. We found out that their camp project has almost been completed. The houses are standing and people are slowly moving in, but there's one more thing to think of. The children are specifically in their education. All right. Give him our scout book. We gifted our beloved Scout Handbook, and it will do for the younger kids. But one day they will have to establish a complete education system. How the kids are paying 10,000 soup cans to participate in lessons. We're sure they would find a way to give it back after they finish school and get some sort of job in the wasteland. It makes perfect sense. There isn't enough food to go around. Alright, our favorite radio station stopped broadcasting when we tried other frequencies. Found nothing but static. Are all the stations gone now? Maybe we should tinker with the radio. No, we're not going to tinker with the radio. Now they're both sick. We were sure they are experiencing technical issues. Yes, that's it. Everything will be just fine. Looks like Shirkov snuck out to hunt in the wasteland last night. This morning we found a dead rat on the doorstep. Shirkov seemed pleased with his gift and quickly expressed disappointment when we threw it far away from our home. Nothing good will probably come from touching dead radioactive rodents, so maybe we shouldn't have just left it where we found it. That is now sick. Okay, we're either going crazy or the entire shelter is crawling with little insects. Or worse, there's spiders. Yeah, okay. So we're going to use the bug spray. If there's one thing that can drive spiders away and stop us climbing up furniture, is killing spray. We found one water out of it. One deadly weapon. The results were executed. We executed 404 of those little bastards. We even found water bottles stashed in the corner. Alarm, someone is trying to break in and they're not alone. We better get ready or else we might end up dead or worse. Okay. We were able to fight off the bandits this time, but there's no guarantee that they won't come back. That spare ammo we bought came in handy. Alright. The trash can has become full. Day 47. We underestimated the value of the cat in this environment. We thought we had a cockroach infestation on our hands, but Shirkov took care of it while we were asleep. Was it reminded of its hunting days before the bombs dropped? It was mesmerized by the roach's glow, or does it just have an undeniable thirst for fresh cockroach blood? We'll never know why, but we're grateful that it doesn't have to deal with the insects. Okay. We're about to finish our dinner, if you call it that. Someone's knocking at the door. Is the traitor? Okay. The end. Timmy came back. He brought water and more ammunition. Damn. We could tell the stranger was disappointed. None of our business. Disappointed in life. We were afraid that Timmy would not come back. It was quite a long walk from our house to the docks. We knew his promising warehouse in the area had survived the blast, but the sea wave drowned half of it. We were hoping it wasn't the better half. Water everywhere. Finding empty bottles to store it was not a problem. 4 water, drum container labeled nothing important. Found ammo. We found a checkered board. We returned from the expedition. I didn't make it with the axe. Timmy isn't feeling well. There are so many days a man can survive without food. So he died. 48 days. We perished. We got 6 successful expeditions, 25 items brought from expeditions, 3 no decisions, 9 yes decisions. Definitor Shelter 1, soup consumed 12, 15.75 consumed water, and 48 days survived. Hell yeah. And we're getting deeper and deeper into some of this stuff. It's crazy. Oh, big stretch. Well, let's see what our tank looks like now that we got a machine gun on it. Yeah, look at there. Look at there. We almost have a working tank. Alright, we're going to go to the Rodriguez art stream. They are an amazing artist. We've actually got some art from them. And they're just an awesome artist. Thank you guys for being here, hanging out, and giving your guys' support. You guys are all absolutely amazing. Thank you. Stick around for the raid, and we will see you next week, or sometime next week, or if not, next weekend. See you guys later. Bye.